Hello everyone. Each week I'm going to give you an introduction to the readings and or videos and or podcasts for that particular week, just to kind of give you a little bit of an introduction to it. For right now I'm going to use YouTube videos. As we go on later in the semester I may use a PowerPoint instead. We'll experiment with that a little bit, but for this week I want to introduce these to you just through a video. And these readings, this reading and two videos will serve as the basis for our discussion for next week, which is the discussion that starts on June 8th. So, the reading for this week is a chapter from a book by Hertlein and Blummer, which has to do with technology and families. And they are interested in looking at how various kinds of technology impact, in particular, couple relationships. And in this particular chapter, they first of all talk about the rise of technology and how in its various forms it has really impacted our lives as a culture. So they talk about computers, and they talk about cell phones, and they talk about social media and social networking, that sort of thing. In an overall sort of sense. And then the latter half of the chapter they talk specifically about implications for all these various technological forms of communication on couple relationships. So that reading will sort of form the basis of our discussion for this week, along with two videos. And these two videos are TED Talks. I don't know if you've watched TED Talks before, but they're short clips, usually 10 to 15 minutes, that have to do with a particular subject having to do with usually technology or education or something. And these two are both about the use of technology and its impact on our relationships. One is by someone called Shelley Turkle. Turkle is a professor of psychology at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and she's been studying this area for a long time, at least as far as the length of time the standards are for this particular field. She's written 3 books on this, and when she started off talking about the impact of technology on relationships, she felt very positively about it. But as time has gone along, she has developed more of a concern about the impact of technology on our relationships. She's written a book called Alone Together, which I think really kind of sums up where she's coming from in this piece. That although we are together with people a lot, we oftentimes find ourselves alone because we're connected to our piece of digital equipment and maybe not to the person who's standing right beside us. And her contention is that all the emphasis on technology is really hampering our ability to form relationships. On the other hand, Stefana Broadbent, who is a lecturer over in a school in England, talks about the impact of social media from a very different perspective. She cites research, I believe that she has done, that looks at who do we really communicate with when we go on social media or when we use our cell phones or our texts. And while we may have 1,000 friends on Facebook or lots of follows on Twitter, what she suggests is that when it really comes right down to it, we communicate with a small number of people on a regular basis, probably 5 to 7 people. And the technology helps us to stay in touch with these people. Whether it's calling your significant other during the course of the day, or checking in with your children or your parents, or texting a friend that you're a good friend of yours that you do a lot of stuff with. So I'd like you to watch both of these TED Talks. They're both very well done. They both come from a little bit different perspective, and they'll form the basis also, in addition to the reading by Hertlein and Blummer, for our discussion on the week starting June 8th.